There are people connected to this church that have cancer right now. That the doctors basically have told them that they are dying. You know how huge, how crucial that is?
That's big.
The doctors have told them that they're dying. And if the word doesn't work, they're dead. And we start the same regimen. We go get a promise. Now, there's a difference in getting a promise and standing. The promise doesn't work until the promise revelates in you. That's when the promise works. Now, I know that is not popular for a lot of people because people feel like it shouldn't take all of that. But when you need to be healed, you don't have time for nothing else.
Right.
You don't have time not to meditate the word. And the word doesn't become assurance until you meditate on it sufficiently. You meditate on it, usually the cancer people in the beginning, what they initially, and they usually get mad at me up front, but what they want is just get a promise and then just start confessing that promise. No. It don't work like that. Actually, when you first come into faith, the recommendation is before you ever take your stand on that promise, you spend about 30 days. You take about 30 days meditating on that promise first. Gary Cassie's daughter, who had that terrible sickness, she had to take about 30 days to do nothing but just meditate on the word concerning her healing. Because you know what you're trying to do when you meditate on the word, right? You know what the goal is, right? You're trying to become convinced that not only is it true, because you already know it's true, but that truth stays in mental ascension until it becomes assurance. When you get assurance, then not only is that word true, but you are convinced that it is the will of God for you. And the way you know that is when you are faced with the symptom or the natural contradiction to it, there is no fear. Rather, there is confidence, an extreme confidence that says, devil, I know you're lying. I'm healed, and I can't wait to shout on your head. You can't fake that kind of confession. You can try it all you want to. If assurance ain't there, it ain't there now, I'll tell you. And that's where people die. That's where people die, where they step out and they don't have an assurance, a real assurance of the word, which means they're not in faith. They're in presumption. And it happens so much in faith circles. Now, these will be the same people whose family members, after they die, go back and start telling people, see, that faith stuff don't work.
Right.
That faith stuff don't work. This person, I know they had faith. They believe in God. They love God. No. It doesn't work like that. You got to use that word because God is bound to the law that governs that word, you know? And, you know, I'll tell you what happened to me when the corona hit. You know, I got hit really, really bad. Really bad. At one point, it felt like I would die. That's what it felt like. And, you know, I couldn't tell, you know, imagine me telling that to my church. Glory be to God, they wouldn't know what to do. If here I am, a faith, healing, prosperity preacher, and I'm dealing with them kind of symptoms. So I had to practice what I preached. And I realized that I was caught off guard. That I was up in a lot of areas, but I wasn't built up in that area. And so I had to go get that promise and start the process, man, of really getting that thing deposited and meditating on that thing. And it didn't happen. I didn't get confidence overnight, man. I had to keep meditating on it piece by piece until I grew. Well, at one point, the concept came up and said, okay, you should go to the doctor. I was on the phone with the nurses and doctors or whatever, and they said, you need to go to the doctor right now, immediately, with the symptoms that you're having. They're so severe. And I heard the voice of the Lord. And the Lord said this. He said, Al, if you go to the doctor right now, with the amount of faith you have, you'll die. Now, people may shoot me down, but I'm telling you, I know the voice of the Lord. I make a lot of decisions off of it. He said that you will die. He said there's nothing that they're going to be able to do for you there. The word is going to have to heal you. And so I didn't go, and I went and started meditating in the word. Now, it took me maybe about 6 months to get healed over that thing. Had I been built up in the word, had I been appropriating healing, which you should be appropriating healing every day, especially right now, everybody should. I would have got healed, I believe, right away. You know what I mean? But it took that long for me to get an assurance. I'm checking the temperature every day. I'm checking my temperature every day. I'm examining coughs. You know what I mean? Scrutinizing headaches. You know what I mean? Chest. I couldn't read anything online about COVID. It's the worst thing you can do if you're believing to be healed is to be reading everything online about the consequences of what you're believing for. I couldn't do any of that. And glory be to God, I got my healing. I'm here in Jesus' name. Are you still recording? We good? Did you get the what you call it?
So I'm going to stop it here.
Yep.